Well, that's right. He's in the house with us this morning, the leader of the USParty, Mr. Frans Richardson. The long-awaited interview is here, and we want to thank him so much for giving us this first privilege. So just should have been in the house with us this morning, but yep, Billy D is here for sure, and take off the other mics for me there. And of course, MP Frans Richardson, good morning.
Good morning, Billy D. Good morning, radio listeners. Good morning, St. Martin. It's glad to be here this morning.
Yeah, happy to have you here, man. Happy to have you here.
Definitely. I'm happy that I'm out and I could speak to my people as much as I've been doing to bring the message over exactly what we was fighting for in this country, which was very important to me and my team, the USP family, the USP team, on our messaging, what it is we want to achieve and get done and get this country back on track moving forward.
Yeah. Well, actually, you know, you were here every Friday with us for a couple of Fridays, and then you missed 2 Fridays. But you're here this morning. How is the party?
Well, the party is doing well. Seeing the circumstances that I got incarcerated for almost 10 days, the party did extremely well without my presence. It shows that when you have a well-organized organization, political party that has been put together, the candidates step up, the board step up, the advisors step up, and the campaign team step up. And all good things I've been hearing since I was out for the last days on what transpired, what happened, and how things are moving. I'm very proud of the team to stay on message. I'm very proud that we continue to push forward for the people of this country.
Yeah, you as an individual, just before though, you were in a momentum. Things was has the 10 days set you back? How is your momentum now?
Well, my momentum is going pretty okay. It did set me back, as one would always know, that when you was in high gear, something like this happens, it really slows you down. But nevertheless, it didn't slow down the team. My whole campaign team was still pushing forward. I know they was doing a tremendous job because yesterday I came out and I tried to touch base back with a lot of people as much as possible to let them know that I'm out, that I'm still pushing forward, that we are ready to govern, we are ready to bring this country back to where it used to be. And that is the focus that we have been putting forward as USP.
And for a matter of fact, they're going to see you tonight. Tonight is the last campaign meeting at the border.
Well, definitely. Tonight is going to be the biggest event that we're going to have at the roundabout by the Causeway, where we had the last time. We're going to have all our candidates. We're going to have some entertainment. Local artists are going to be on hand to deliver a good message for our people and some good music. I think tonight is going to be the finale night. I have a strong message for our people. This message I'm going to deliver as powerful as much as possible. This country is under attack. And if we don't take back this country will be no longer ours. And I'm feeling it and seeing it, the attack that we are under.
Are we under attack more now than a year ago?
Definitely, Billy. From what I'm seeing happening with even the countries within the former Netherlands Antilles, what has been going on. We saw what happened to Statia. Now we are seeing what is really coming forward to St. Martin. That I've never seen this in my life. The real attack that is coming to discredit, to take down everybody as much as possible, to show that we, the people of this country, can't govern this country, can't move this country forward, and to bring an ultimate takeover is exactly what it is.
Yep.
And if we continue to allow this, because I think when a person like me have always been speaking out loud in Parliament, standing up for the rights of the people, standing up for the rights of this country, for what we had fought so hard for come 10-10-10. And then we are seeing piece by piece it's being dismantled, it's being taken over. That is a threat that we are facing. And how best they can do it, take down every politician with accusations, with all kind of things. And I will address those issues because the people of this country knows me well where that's concerned. I know I can't go into full details of what it was, what transpired, but those things that I'm being accused of, I think it's falsely. To be honest with you, I will address them because I'm saying the public prosecutor does their job by making sure you look bad in the public. First and foremost, that is their job.
Correct.
So they will put out anything that's juicy, that sounds good in the eyes of the people to discredit your person at the end of the day. And I think that is sad. I think sometimes what needs to be done, you should put the full information that when you question someone gave you the information, say also what the person told you for the reason why and my person was being, let's say, dragged into this. Give them the full story also.
Correct.
Don't just give one part of the story to make it look as if it's what it is you're charging. So those details I will be bringing out because I think the people of St. Martin deserve a right to know.
Correct.
They have a right to know as leader of this political party and as a member of parliament. Everyone of this country knows me well and knows who I is and knows what it's all about.
Okay.
Billy, in 2011 and 2012, everyone knows what I was going through with my building in Simpson. It was an auction at that time. And I told it to everybody that it was one of the dreadful times of our life. We worked so hard to build that building and put the movie theater in it. And after so many years that we lost the building on auction and we fought so hard to get it back. The building was in a depression. The building needed a lot of repairs. So at that time, that was the reason why I was looking for help. In order to help bail out the building, in order to help to rebuild the building, put back the building in good standard. That was the reason why. And when the details comes out to the public, and the public is aware exactly what it is, then they will understand exactly what transpired. This thing has to do with to destroy the USP party, to destroy my character, and to make sure that we don't be a player in this election. They know what they want. They see where this country was heading. They see when I stand up in Parliament and defend the wrong and defend the right for this country. And I think when you become a loud vocal and you become a strong individual, that is when they see where they will come after you and try to take you. And that is honestly what I felt. Billy, I have always been available for the justice system since over 12 months ago, no more than 14 months ago. I was asked to come for an interview. I then called my lawyer and said, listen, this is what is asked of me. She said, no problem, let them contact her and make the arrangement. Up to this day, Billy, nothing like that was ever done. There was communication back and forth for over 14 months. We have contacted them. But why wait until the eve of the election, 13 days before election, for something like this to happen? I think it's unfortunately that something like this will happen, but it's systematically planned to destroy this country even more. Not only by my person, by everybody. When you look at all the St. Martiners that is being taken down, that is being destroyed from their business and create all kind of insinuendos, this country is seriously under attack. And if we as all St. Martiners don't stand up and rise up for the wrong, together with the wrong that is going on, it means that no longer St. Martin people can do business in their own country. It is always, when you look at St. Martin people, is corrupt. And yes, you have all of those politicians who stay from a yonder and make all their accusations. But they don't know the relationship with family members who borrow each other money, who help each other out of when they're needed. That is how we have always been as a people. But today, they turn it around and make it sound as if, there's corruption, there's bribery. Everything for them comes in that form, in that fashion, to destroy the character. But I believe the people of St. Martin deserve strong leaders, deserve people who's going to stand up to defend the rights of them. And that is what I stand for, and that is what I will continue doing, Billy, from here moving forward with the changes that needs to be done, not only by legislation, but also internationally, that we need to stand up and prove out there that what they're doing to we is totally wrong. It's a total takeover that is coming and that is happening, that we as St. Martin now will turn beggars in our own country. And that is what they want us to be. But I'm not going to leave it happen. Billy, I feel I'm going to be stronger than ever. I see many great leaders of this world who stand up for the wrong and went to jail and stand up and fought against it. We all know who those leaders are. And I'm saying, if all of us don't become leaders in this country, everybody, every man and woman in this country don't stand up to be leaders, then we ain't going nowhere. And that is what we need to do as all of us. Because what I saw happening and what I felt, I believe it was very easy to ask me to come in. But no, it had to be a show to discredit my character.
That's the way they operate.
But of course, that is how they do it. Because the same thing I asked, I having conversation, I said, listen, why do we need all of this? I was available to the law from long time, 14 months, Billy. This February now makes it 14 months. My lawyer was in contact with them for any time they're ready to question, to come and call me. But they never did. Because, I believe they know deep in their heart what it was, what they're trying to channel could never be the truth of the matter. But they got to create that whole smoke screen to discredit the country, to discredit my character, and to make us look bad.
Is it the same thing with the screening process? They're trying to discredit
us? Of course,
us?
they discredit, no matter even if you do business with anybody, they mean to say, listen, I can't do business with Billy, I can't do business with nobody because Billy has an issue with the law. Absolutely not. And I'm saying the government of the country is doing business with everybody. How come the government is not being sanctioned? The country is being sanctioned. But the individuals who are doing business with people are being sanctioned. But the government collects the taxes, the revenues, and every social
of these same people,
from the same businesses and everybody. But it's okay. But the law comes after you who are doing business with them because you're the one. These things are wrong. There are big countries in the world doing business with international corrupt countries. It is okay for them to do business, do everything with them. It's all well and good. Countries that are doing wrong to people, they're still doing business. For years, we saw what happened in Africa, how they move into Africa and belittle Africa. For years, we see these things what happened in the Caribbean. And now they're telling we that, oh, because somebody in your family helped you, and it calls bribery and corruption. Absolutely not.
Your objective, MP, your objective, you had a plan just before this happened. The plan remains the same?
Definitely, Billy. The plan remains the same. We are very focused. As you can see, all of the members are here. We are pushing forward. We believe that this country needs strong leadership. This country needs a vision. This country needs a plan. The plan is we must bring relief to our people, Billy.
Correct.
There's no way we could continue going through with high taxes. There's no way we could go through with people making a minimum wage salary is what it is today. There is no way our people could make a profit in business by 34.5% that we are charging our people. We are saying no, we have to bring real changes. We continue promising our people year after year the same promises, but we are not staying true to our promises. Even now I understood they lock you up too for making promises.
Yep.
They're going to lock you up because you make a promise to the people in order for them to vote for you, and it's seemingly if you ain't keep up to the promise now, they could have locked you up for that. Because that is the sentiment you're feeling when you're being investigated, when you're being questioning, is as if, oh, you're going out there making promises to this country that you're going to reduce taxes. If you don't reduce taxes, they're going to try and lock you up for that too. So then what are we supposed to do as leaders of this country? Don't promise the people how we're going to make this country better. Just go and say, vote for me and don't keep your mouth shut. Don't go out there and tell them how you're going to rebuild their homes. Don't go out there and tell them how you're going to rebuild the roads. Don't go out there and how you're going to create jobs in this country. That is what you're telling us today. Because even giving out T-shirts, pamphlet, and all this, they want to also almost consider that vote buying. These things is hilarious what you're hearing and how they're coming after us.
And this is across the board.
This is across the board. And we are saying no. Our message must be clear. Our message must come out to our people and tell them exactly what it is we want to achieve for them. If we don't do it as political parties and say the things that we come up with our manifesto, what it is we want to achieve for this country, what good are we putting ourselves up and telling the people what it is we want to achieve? We must bring something forward.
One of the things that is amazing, though, why is it, though, some of the promises that we're hearing today, again, we call them promises, it's the same promises we heard 20 years ago?
Well, there must be, until it's get done, we must continue promising, but then we put the right people in office to get it done. We need to put a full team with a full mandate in order the things that we want to achieve, those are the things we need to get done. And that is one of the reasons why, Billy, before I was incarcerated, I promised the people that I would not join no government if nobody don't agree to what it is we are promising the people and deliver it. Because when we decide to deliver an integrity chamber, it got done overnight.
Correct.
When we plan to change for border control, it got done overnight. Whenever the Dutch government promises put pressure on this country, it get done in 24 hours. And we are saying no. The pressure must be put on us to get the job done for our people once and for all. And that is what we are saying as USP. We will put that pressure on us, on all of us, to make sure that the job gets done for our people. And that is what I stand for. And that is what I will continue fighting for this country, for our people.
One of the things that you talk a lot in your manifesto about reducing, yet we're in a cash-strapped government now that needs money. How do you plan on balancing what you're saying with being in a financial restraint?
But isn't the same government who's in there went to Holland and borrowed 50 million because of the shortfall? You must borrow in times like these in order to have to move your country forward. There is no way. You need to give your country a breathing space to catch itself before you put more taxes on top of its people. That don't work what we are continue doing. That is the reason we continue to fail year after year, and we continue to see the country deteriorating because the country is being choked to death with the high taxes, the high premiums, the high cost of living. It can't continue. It cannot. So if we don't reduce these taxes and government don't spread let's say the payback, the burden over at least 20, 30 years when you borrow the money, how best you going to move this country? You think the people still could continue paying the turnover tax? That is 5% that continue to be a revolving tax, almost 15% by the time you get to the consumer? We can't continue that. We got to be honest with the people. We got to be focused and say, listen, it's time to reduce all these high costs we have. All of us has to take a cut back. All of us, Billy, one way or the other, in order to move this country forward. When you see the problems that we face and the opportunity our people are asking for, how are you going to bring that balance? How is our people in this country going to be able to move forward? Yesterday I just came out. The first thing I got is a call by a young lady, a young St. Martino, who wants to open up a supermarket. You know what she said? I'm a born St. Martino. Mr. Richardson, I'm a born St. Martino, and there's a moratorium on supermarket. How is it possible I have to go and go and rent a license from a Chinese? A Chinese owns a supermarket license. You know how that hard, Billy? To hear local young St. Martino.
But one of the problems that we have here is that every department in country St. Martin has a backlog. But yet, in these backlog, there are St. Martin people who work in there. So who's really fooling who?
Well, Billy, look.
Because we could blame who we want to blame. But if you go to get a building permit, you got a backlog. A work permit, you got a backlog. You got to wait 8 months to get an answer on a work permit.
And these things have to change.
But the civil servant are St. Martin people.
They have a responsibility.
Where the problem lies.
The responsibility starts with the civil servant. Also has a responsibility to the people of this country because they're the gatekeepers of this country. At the end of the day, while we are the politicians, you go in, you go out, the civil servants remain. They has a major role to play to making sure that the things are provided to our people are provided on time, efficiently, and ready to be delivered to the public. So that too we have to fix. That too we have to lead them understand. Guys, we can't do it alone. We got to do it together. You has a responsibility to the public in order for us to have things moving forward. Yes, Billy, I was up in the prison up there and I listened to the complaints from the inmates to the prison to everybody. And I keep telling them, because we've been fighting for the rights of the prison guards for a long time. Everyone knows we have been there. We have been fighting for the last, since 2014. We had the Ministry of Justice to fix the right position from all civil servants under that ministry. But who has to make sure that it's done? Civil servants. It's not the minister. It's your own colleagues has to make sure that these things are done and bring forward to the minister be signed off. And if they don't do it, who gets the blame? The ministers get the blame. Right. The politician gets the blame. These things have to change and stop. The politician not sitting in your department and on your desk to make sure these things are done for your colleagues. You're a civil servant, both of your colleagues, and I'm saying that is what we need to do. We need to work together to fix things for each other that the complaining need to stop.
Well, we get blamed a lot, and I heard this a lot this week, that we are in this situation because our parliament is not effective.
Look, Billy,
our parliamentarians are not effective. They're not creative. They're not doing practically anything.
That is not totally true. That is not totally true. We're a young country. We are 7 years.
Quickly, what does that mean? We are young.
We are young. That we knew now in this parliamentary procedure that we are in as a country. It's going to take time. No parliamentary country in the world who just started.
But parliament is parliament all over the world.
No. Yes, it is. It don't make
parliament,
a difference.
The rules and parliament, our parliamentarian job is all over the world.
It has nothing to do with the rules. It has to do with the procedures, how all of us are educated in the procedures to bring legislation forward, how long it takes, and what needs to be done. You need to provide the parliamentarians, and we need to be honest with ourselves. We need to provide our politicians with the right people in parliament, by parliament, in order for laws to be vetted, in order for laws to be presented. But also not parliamentarians who have to bring the law. The Council of Ministers has to also bring laws forward to make sure that the things that want to get done for the country is brought to Parliament. So there's not only members of parliament has to do it. It's the council of the ministers has, with their departments, with changes that need to be done, has to come to parliament. Don't make it sound as if the parliament has to get to make every law, change every law that exists. It don't work like that. And we continue not to educate our people, but fool our people. A lot of laws that come via the ministries. What the ministries saw in order for them to work efficiently, the tools that they need in the law in order to change. We need to change a lot of law, even our laws where the justice laws and the courts and everything has to be revamped.
Yeah.
Clearly, a lot of these laws are outdated.
But there was a headline where lawyers, along with the Ministry of Justice, the actual minister now was taking the government to court under justice system.
Of course,
I would like
10 lawyers sign a letter that questioning what we saw in the newspaper. You saw the judge, the prosecutor, the TBO, everybody sitting on a table together, planning on investigating how they're going to investigate Siman and how they're going to condemn everybody in this country. Who jump up and make an issue out of it? Where is the investigation in that, in this country?
Because apparently they're not supposed to be together.
Absolutely not. There's supposed to be separation of each other. Because there should not be no coming together and taking down, holding one head. That is not how you have a fair justice system. Who is questioning that? Who's going after that? How are we going to deal with that issue and fix that? Because more and more what you're hearing and seeing, Billy, our local lawyers are suffering and suffering tremendously. When they present their cases, they're losing a battle that is coming phenomenal in this country. Because a total takeover is a total understanding what they came here to do. And if our people don't see it and understand it, and we continue to fight against each other for nonsense, and don't stand up against the wrong, all of us is going to disappear. Now, all of us is going to be around no more for this country.
It's strange that we attain a status that was supposed to be the great status, and now in our status, where we're supposed to be in control, we see more takeover ever than the Dutch. Then, were we fooled in 10-10-10?
No, we was not. Absolutely not. I will never, ever believe that. I think the status was a very good status. I think what
How could it be a good status since now you're being pressured more than ever?
Because you know why? At the end of the day, we did not do much more by, let's say, enhancing our people, giving them the tools in order to carry out the responsibility.
When you say our people, you're talking the elected people?
No, our civil servant.
Okay.
We didn't hire the right people to put them in the right places.
But these are your same civil servant that you had when you were part of the Northern Antilles.
Yes, no, we need more. You see, Siman was a young country. We didn't have, many years ago, St. Martin never had the full control of the Justice Ministry on St. Martin. It was always in Curacao. The same thing for a number of different ministries was on Curacao. The responsibility was on Curacao. Here now we are taking over the responsibility after 10-10-10. It's going to take time to build those ministries and put it back in the right place. It's going to take time. There are going to be mistakes we make. We are a young country and we can make mistakes. But it cannot be that we are not giving our people the tools in order to take over. And the Minister of Finance was right. When he started talking about putting a lawyer course together in order for us to create more lawyers so we could get more judges and prosecutors of our own who understand us, who understand our culture, who understand our people. What we have now is judges, prosecutors who don't understand the way we live in this country. Because they feel because I know everybody, we all corrupt. We're a small society who knows everybody, who sits with everybody, talks with everybody. But if we don't put our own people who understands us in those positions, in order for us to understand what is going on, building we build the trouble, and that is where the suffering is coming from. And that is the reason why I'm saying USP is standing strong and standing firm with all the candidates you're seeing in here. And we're going to deliver a strong message tonight to the people. Because this country is under attack. And it's attack from all angles that it's coming.
Did we create that attack?
No, we did not. We did not.
But listen, if I was a Dutch prosecutor, I'll be smiling because this campaign, for a matter of fact, this election seemed like it leave from a parliamentary election, and now it's becoming a ministry, a council of ministers election.
No, it's
I'll
not.
take you right there. Christopher give some people some land on the ring road. They made a big issue. Apparently, they're here in the council of ministers press briefing. They want to even reverse the decision. Okay. Emily is in the spotlight. I mean, he cost the government €1 million. They're talking about that still. The dump has become an issue. You're hearing more now of who did what and who didn't do what. and people still getting wet with the rain.
Well, Billy, this is the political season, and a lot of things you're going to hear, and a lot of things are going to happen. At the end of the day, those council of ministers has a responsibility to make decisions that they feel fit for what it is they want to do. They have to take the responsibility for whatever decision they make. Every minister has that responsibility on their own. When you appoint a minister has full responsibility for their ministry. They're the one responsible for whatever decisions they take at the end of the day. And what you're hearing and seeing is issues that was going on and issues that is bring forward by the different ministries that who feel certain things was not done in the right way or how certain things was done. Those are things that has to be discussed and let's say, dealt with at the time. I don't have the full details of many of these things because I was never part of the Council of Ministers. You go and you listen to hear, say who say what and say what not. That is not my concern at this time. My concern right now is how do we move this country forward? How do we put roofs on people's head? How do we get people jobs in this country?
But the first
how do we bring back opportunity?
The first
for our
concern
people?
we got to know is how do we put 15 good men and women in Parliament?
Well, the people's going to make that decision.
We could worry about everything else.
Yeah, but
the decision, the body that makes that decision today
is the people.
Is 15 good men and women in Parliament who's going to decide to work for the country.
There's the people of this country who decides that, not me, nor you, nor nobody else, but the people who goes out there and vote for those 15 members of Parliament who present themselves and ready to represent this country are the people who's going to decide that. That is what it is. We can't change that because we don't have a dictatorial system where a dictator comes in, a Tantamaku, and run the whole country by themselves and appoint who they want to appoint. Yeah. Absolutely not.
Listen, the Dutch didn't shut down government this time.
Absolutely not.
We did. So
the people elect people who shut down government. Yeah. And that is the people now has to make that decision again to make sure that these things and these people don't be elected. That is their responsibility at the end of the day. The people has to make sure that happens. That you don't elect those people again who continue to break government over and over and over again. It's the same people, the same political party who did it, who now join on to the UP, the DP, and infested the UP, because I think the UP had a very good thing going until the DP went down and infested. It totally infested. And I feel for my good friend Theo Heiliger, who had a very good political party going, my good friend Frankie Moyers, who's here, that what they allow happen is infestation.
So you blame the DP for every time the government fails? Every time
the country falls, Sarah Scott Williams was the leader of it. Mm-hmm. Every time, Billy, Sarah threw down government one after the other with an independent member. She was part of every government fall. So now she infested the UP and call it the UD now. And today now, that is the problem. We are saying, people of Samana, let's get focused, let's get ready to bring serious change to this country. We can no longer allow and reward wrong of political parties for allowing ship jumping and for allowing breakup of government to continue. We need to put people who are seriously wants to deliver the things that they promise the people to deliver. Yep. And we are saying as USP, we didn't come in no big manifesto of big plans because we had a manifesto already. We had a governing program for the next 4 years. Why would we come now to change and present a new one for what? It was working. But what we did now, we realized the situation that we are in. We're in a crisis situation. We have a huge unemployment that the Minister of Labor, Social Welfare, he come with a plan of how we're going to bring back jobs in this country because it's his responsibility. He never did, but USP did. USP decided, let's say, no, we're going to drop the turnover tax. We're going to drop the profit tax. We're going to increase the minimum wage. At least $1,000 right now until we come to the living wage that we stand for and we believe in. But these are emergency times. And these are the reason why we presented those 4 to 3 things and homes that we intend to build for our people. That is the reason why we come with our short-term plan. But we have a long-term vision that was already there. We just was in government not even a good year, ability. So we're going to change that all of a sudden to do what? And to create what new thinking? We have a plan already. Let's move forward with a strong team, with a strong leader who's ready to lead this country for the interest of the people. And that is what we stand for as USP. But we all have to stand together for the wrong that is happening in this country.
I believe that the Dutch has influenced this particular election.
Yes,
I
it
believe
is.
the Dutch has influenced this,
and
they also want to influence the outcome of this election.
Well, that is what they tried on the 14th of Valentine's Day, that I promised my wife and my 2 kids that we're going out for dinner on Valentine's Day. One of my campaign managers, one of my campaign team members called me and said, listen, Frans, my people in Dutch Quarter want to meet with you this morning for 9 o'clock. I said, no problem. I left and went Dutch Quarter. So when I reached by the home, I noticed I see the chasm, and I said, and I told it to one of my campaign guys, I said, hi, listen, they're right now following us. Be careful, because look at them, they're driving up and down on the road right here where we is. Because I saw it. And on Valentine's Day, Billy, you're going to tell me you're going to pick me up, and you're going to character assassinate me 12, 13 days before the election. And you're telling me you ain't trying to influence the election? You ain't trying to discredit USP and its leadership? You ain't trying to decide where the people should vote? Billy, a blind man could see this, what is happening.
Now
you waited after the election to ask me to come in, to question me.
Yeah.
They had 14 months opportunity. They never took it then. Why take it now that an election is going on? Why take it on a day of Valentine's Day when I was supposed to take out my wife and my kids for dinner? You know what my daughter asked me the day when I came out? Daddy, now could we go for Valentine's Day dinner? That is what my daughter asked me, Billy. Can we go now for dinner for Valentine's Day? And that is a hurtful, what happened? That your daughter will ask you that. Because she didn't get time to spend Valentine's Day with her father.
Yep. Didn't know your tendency is the National Alliance. You were part of that government. I don't know if it remains the same tendency. Do you think it also, they're trying also to affect the outcome of the election where the National Alliance is concerned?
Well, Billy, I really don't know. USP is open to work with any government. We are not here that we have a preference with anybody, and we have always made it clear with the board, the advisors, and the candidate. We are willing to listen to every political party on this island to determine where we are going. Because every political party wants an outright mandate and want this and want that. But we are saying no, we are willing to work with everybody in this country. Because everybody got to be part of the change of this country moving forward. Because we all can't do it alone. We got to do it together. And that is what we need to do, Billy. So USP is not sitting here and saying that we ain't going to work with nobody. We're going to work with everybody to move this country forward.
You said that you're going to work with people who are adhering to your manifesto.
Well, of course.
What if the political parties do not adhere to what you want?
Well, then that is their right not to. But we must come to a common ground of how we could be mutually agreed upon. Because in negotiations, you don't get everything you want. But at least what you promise the people, you should meet it half the way or meet it somewhere along the line. That is what it's called negotiations at the end of the day. Yeah. Because you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. Yeah. And that is what we believe in.
You said I had the Justice Ministry in the last government. Why is it then the prosecutors have so much power? Can anybody change the way the prosecutors operate in this country?
No, well, you see, they're a separate entity on their own that has to carry out investigation. I don't think you want to meddle with that.
Yeah.
That is their right, that is their rule. I respect that, but it must be done in a fair manner, in a fair way of how it's being done. Today I don't think so, and I don't feel so that it's being done the right way and fair. Honestly, Billy, I don't. But you can't meddle with that, and I would never ever want no Minister of Justice to go and meddle with the job of the public prosecutor, the job of the judges. Absolutely not. That is where we separate the powers of individuals from meddling.
But what's happening here, though, then parliamentarians and ministers should ask for some type of immunity, because when you pick up our parliamentarians and you pick up our ministers in such a manner, you make the country look bad.
Well, of course.
So could the Minister of Justice get some type of protection for the parliamentarian and the ministers in terms of, you need a parliamentarian, you're calling me indecent and you're questioning him. You can't be going in people's house knocking the door 6 o'clock in the morning from their family, picking them up.
Billy,
So where is the protection?
Look,
and I think, you better work on a type of protection for parliamentarians.
I don't believe parliamentarians should be more protected than the common man.
No. What I'm saying is
I want to make it very clear.
What I'm saying though is, in certain instances, as a parliamentarian, like you said, you could call me. I could come to your office.
Definitely, I understand that. I totally understand that, but I don't want no one to feel that I believe that members of government, members of parliament, ministers should have the ultimate, let's say, easiness than the small man on the street. Absolutely not. I think everybody deserves a fair right to trial, a fair right to justice.
Well, that's what our Constitution provides that.
It's supposed to have that. But I'm saying the things that we are seeing today and how it's going, it's not. Absolutely not. And I don't want to sit here that we're going to meddle and want to meddle with the prosecution and meddle with the judges. No. But we need discussion. We need dialogue on how things are happening. We need to investigate what is happening today. How could 10 lawyers sign a petition and there's no investigation you're hearing coming out of it on their rights or what is being trampled and what is going on? Our local lawyers are suffering to this day. What are we doing for them? What are responsibility out there? All of these things has to be addressed. And that is what we are saying, that we are serious of governing this country and bringing the right representation that is needed. And I'm asking the people, Billy, I'm asking the people of St. Martin, all of those people who know me, who have touched over the years, who I have embraced over the years, everybody. I am asking all of those people who know me for all these years, from the days of my business to the days today that I'm a politician, who have touched, who have talked to. I'm asking for your support and your vote to send a strong message on the 26th of February for USP and my person.
Yep.
We need to send a strong message. And I'm asking you for your vote and your support for what is taking place in this country. We have seen it happen to many leaders in the past, and we have seen it now infiltrating here in St. Martin. And that is the reason why, Billy, I'm saying to my people of this country, I need your support and I need your vote now. We need strong leadership. We need people who has this country at heart, who stand up 10 and fought for what we have achieved. We can't allow to go backwards any mobility. We need to move forward with this country.
I want to bring something to your attention because it was said here by the leader of the UD. You said that some young lady just told you that she couldn't get the permit for supermarket. I asked the leader of the UD because he was accused of giving permits for the megaplex to open and kill your business. He said that at that time, though, when you open your business, they had a movie theater in Phillipsburg that your business also killed.
Well, absolutely not. I think, you see, I had no problem with Megaplex coming in. Megaplex was in Phillipsburg. I didn't come to Phillipsburg and open up a movie theater. My partner, Clive Caesar, had movies 1 and 2. Galaxy was a dine cinema with 1 screen, and they put in 2 screens at that time. It was a dine cinema. It was totally in debt. And you want me to tell you the truth what happened there? Let me tell the people the truth what happened there. We was offered at that time to take over the debt of Galaxy with my partner at that time, and they will stop Megaplex from coming in. Let me tell you the truth what it was. And I said, absolutely not. I will not get into that. That was brought to me by my partner, that if we want to take over the debt, at that time they had a debt to RBC Bank. And we was offered if we take over the debt, Megaplex would not come in. The people of St. Martin, you see, I try not to get involved in too many things. But when nonsense is being told and talked about, I tell it how it is. That is what was brought to we. That is what was brought to me at that time, Billy. So absolutely not. We didn't say Megaplex shouldn't come in. Put it somewhere else. Why bring it next to we? Where we both probably could have survived in the market. But when you want to destroy another man's business, you come next to them, that is intentional. That is not competition. Because we are a small community at that time.
How do you plan to empower in St. Martin people? Let's go right on the small. How do you plan? What was our immediate plan to empower the small man, St. Martin people?
One of the things we need to reduce the high cost of taxes. We need to reduce those costs that cause a small man to get involved in business. We need to bring incentives to small business owners' ability by giving them at least, and it was something that we had in our manifesto, by giving small business at least up to 3 to 5 years a tax break, where that's concerned. It's in our manifesto.
When you give a tax break on such a long plan, it's a loss for government. How do you bring it back?
You got job creation. You got a spin-off that is happening in the economy. that government gets revenues from different sources. Because employment, you get the wage tax.
Correct.
You get different things of the individual spending by different business who has a job. That spins over into the government coffers. Government can't look blindly at one side of it, only one directional. Government has to look for generating the revenue from across the board. And by you giving small business, which is the backbone of this country, a relief, a tax break, an incentive, that is where you get more employment comes in from. And that is what we believe in. That those are the incentives we need to offer to our people to bring them back into business but not destroy them. Give that local young girl who wanted a supermarket license, give it to her. Give opportunities to our people. And that is what we need to be about. Not destroying them, tell them, no, you can't get. And that they got to go and rent from a foreigner who has the license. That is not the sin man we believe in. That isn't the sin man that we stand for. We are not saying no, that nobody who can't come here and do business. But it should not be that they're alone getting it done, but our people are suffering.
Correct.
Our people must come first. Our young people we send away to come back. Who wants a fair opportunity? And if we don't do it for them, who else is going to do it for them? But yes, we need to educate them and train them. And believe, you know, one of the famous thing, what I want to touch on before I leave from here today, and then I'll give my colleagues the opportunity to say a few words. This thing about tax evasion, Billy, have become the phenomenon of this country that is being used against everybody.
By the Dutch. By the Dutch.
That the Dutch is using.
But it's not only the Dutch. The French are using it too. So
it's a dangerous thing,
right,
that our people need to be educated concerning your taxes. If you make one little mistake, you see, for many years, Billy, you have an account that is there just sitting there. And if you never register that account in your filings, they can use that because you never registered that account on your tax form. Billy Frans Richardson tax filing is up to date to 2016. I am ready now to file 2017. So when I hear about tax evasion, I was like, what? But because they're saying that I had an account, that because it was never registered, they're using that too as a tax evasion. But for years, you ain't paying attention to that account, you never filed that account. And that is what it is. So in a little mistake, a thing you forgot with your tax lawyer, your tax accountant, you forget to put it in, it becomes an issue in this country today. Simple mistakes we make, we end up paying big prices for.
correct.
And I'm saying we have to educate our people too on these things in order for them not to fall in these traps, in these predicaments. No one don't want to. I file every year building my taxes. Every year. Every year up to 2016 is filed.
Now that you're out there, MP, but it says you remain a suspect, could we boldly say that you're innocent?
Of course I am. Definitely I am. And I will prove my case with my team, my legal team. The details I will leave until that time has come forward. There's not only that, the issue of vote buying. That's something that shocked me when I was picked up and was told that I'm being charged for vote buying. I was like, vote buying? I said I could tell you where he was all the election day. I could tell you who I was with. Myself and Rolanda Gums was together all day. We was on the French side sitting down drinking. We was on by Indiana Beach having lunch with my family, with some of my members. I was nowhere close to a polling station, nowhere around, because I stayed away from it. And then I'm being told that vote buying, and you hear the accusation. Really, what I realized, anybody now could come and make an accusation against you and will destroy your character and destroy you and cost you money to go to court to fight a legal battle. This is what our country has become. That you now have to go take money out of your pocket, your children's future, that you have to now go and put it in the court system to fight your case. Your education money that you was planning to put aside for your children is what you now have to take to pay the lawyers for your court case. This is what we at today and what is going on. And we got to stop these things. Tremendous threat is coming at all of us.
MP, we're wrapping up here. Why vote for you, though?
Well, like I said, Billy, we believe that we have a plan. We have put forward our plan with reduction of taxes, increase the minimum wage, and willing to build affordable homes for our people. This political party here, with every individual, the 18, 19 candidates that is on board, are committed to the people of this country. While some of them has their own views and vision, I appreciate that and I allow it. But I believe this country needs strong leadership. This country needs a vision to help the people in this country. We can no longer continue to make promises and don't keep up and live to those promises, Billy. This is not the time no more for that. This is the time for all of us to get up, dust off our pants, and build back this country brick by brick, job by job, and give opportunities to our people. And that is what we stand for as USP. And you can contest and hear it from the rest of the candidates who are sitting here with YouTube ability. So I want to thank you for allowing me this morning to address the people of this country with what transpired and what has taken place. But more so, I want to thank the people of St. Martin who will give all of those prayers for my person and my family. And I look forward for them, for their support on February 26th.
Just a reminder, tonight you're at?
Tonight we are at the roundabout across from the causeway by Louis property over there. We're going to deliver a strong message by all the candidates. I'm asking the entire population to come out. Come out and hear the message. Come out and hear the plans that we have for you. Come out to hear the young, dynamic speakers that we have and the vision that we're going to bring for this country moving forward. That is what we got tonight planned for you with some local entertainment. We have Kenyo Martin, we have Frans Richardson, and I think we have Red Eye Crew, who got the famous song from my good colleague over there now.
Know Your Place.
Know Your Place. They will be live. They will be there.
Let me ask you quick, MP. Van Rack wrote an article yesterday. Would anybody in this country bold enough to answer him?
Well, look, at the end of the day, I have always answered back those members of parliament in Holland. They have more issues than the world could even think about in Holland. He should put more focus on those issues up there than continue focusing on St. Martin. They have more problems, more world issues, more issues in their country than we do have. Yes, we are not a perfect country. We are building it to be a perfect one. But who's he to judge we? While his country had 200 years of existence of building their country. We just got 7 to 8 now. I think we deserve an opportunity. We deserve a chance to build it until we could reach 200 years. Because his 200 years still, when you hear what's happening up there, still he fixed their problem. But yet he's trying to fix ours. Fix your house before you try to fix mine.